Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Ready, ready. 30 base.
Check 53's mine. Bandit. Bandit.
On first down, it's right. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
Rush in. Rush in. Rush go.
They'll try the left side. Right. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Check three.
Hey, Alpha.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
So don't say nothing. Hit it.
From the 38, Jones. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Jones on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The 305-pound defensive end, Jarrell Casey, gets the sack. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, he might be a little jumpy as well. It might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
On second down now. It's right, and he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long third down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
I got you. Watch the sinking creek. Check.
They'll run on first down. Thomas, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run with Thomas. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Eli Apple up from his corner spot to make the play.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And it's 3rd down.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
Mike, 56, right there, 56.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13.
1st down, New Orleans.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Thomas. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard gain.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. 2nd and 4. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's a corner that got in there for the sack. Dante Jackson.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
We're scoreless after 1. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Brilliant. Mike 56, Mike 56. Coming this way, coming this way.
They'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, 2nd quarter as they come up on 1st and 10.
53's the Mike.
On 1st down, right. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
"19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains."
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
It's Williams on the catch. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
To number 80. A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 38-yard line.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Let's go, team.
Second down, it's Henderson, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Ready,
2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
Pick it up.
Now Jones. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Thomas. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Second and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll try the left side. Right. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Yes. 5.
They'll try the left side. It's right. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Come on, set. 50, play. Mike, 53. Get it.
And he cuts it back right, and he's got a crease. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain of 39 that time.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. Touchdown number 18 on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Intended for Miles Boykin. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. Mike 56. Mike 56. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Check the backer.
2nd and 10. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. This is Thomas. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the 1st down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Now, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
They'll run on first down. It's right. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Ready, go. Ready.
They'll keep it on the ground. Right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings! A great effort there. With his 19th touchdown, his second of the game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline, because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Paris Campbell, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0.
21. Saints nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And the Saints 1st down.
On play action, they'll throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Quinnen Williams, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
And it's 3rd down.
He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
He'll return it from the 6.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Jones, off play action. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. Call it an even 20 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off play action, Jones. Wright's got it. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
61, Matchbox Lights. Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
To throw again on second down. Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
The Vikings on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing Jones. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down. Here's Jones on 1st and 10. Catch made here by Campbell. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Jones now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Hey, exit.
Jones throwing again. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Bravo.
From the gun, Jones. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Harrison Butker on for the field goal.
And Butker able to put this one through. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what?
Touchdown, New Orleans! A big play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2. They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any